There's a feeling most of us know really well. Something happens, a hard conversation, a rejection, a moment that just sits wrong. And instead of feeling it, we scroll. We eat something. We get busy. We tell ourselves we've moved on. But the emotion didn't go anywhere. It just went underground. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Not how to manage emotions, not how to stay positive, but how to actually process them. What that means in your body, what gets in the way, and a step-by-step practice you can use the next time something hits you. Stay with me, because by the end of this, emotions are going to feel a lot less scary. Most of us were never taught what to do with a feeling. We were taught to control it, hide it, push through it, or maybe to express it. But that's not the same thing as processing it either. So what does it actually mean to process an emotion? Here's the simplest way I can explain it. An emotion is a signal. Your nervous system picked up on something, a threat, a loss, a need, and it's sending you information through your body. Processing an emotion means you receive that signal completely, so your nervous system can move through it and return to baseline. When we don't do that, the signal stays active. Research in somatic psychology shows that unprocessed emotions don't disappear. They get stored. In muscle tension, in the gut, in the chest. This is part of what Dr. Bessel van der Kolk describes when he says, the body keeps the score. Your biology holds what your mind tries to skip. The thing is, processing isn't dramatic. It doesn't mean crying on the floor or doing years of therapy, though neither of those is bad. It mostly means pausing long enough to actually be with what's happening inside you. That pause is the whole practice. So if processing emotions is that simple, why don't we do it? Because it doesn't feel simple when you're in it. It feels overwhelming, or pointless, or like opening a door you'd rather keep closed. There are a few things happening when we avoid emotions. The first is nervous system protection. When an emotion is big enough, grief, shame, rage, your system can read it as a threat, the same way it would read a physical danger. So avoidance isn't weakness. It's your nervous system trying to protect you. The second is something called emotional flooding. When we haven't processed feelings over time, they can build up. So when one emotion gets triggered, it can feel like everything hits at once. And that's too much to hold. So we shut down. And the third is a belief most of us carry without even knowing it. That if I let myself feel this, it will never stop. That the grief will swallow me. That the anger will make me someone I don't want to be. But here's what the research actually shows. Emotions, when they're allowed to move through the body, typically peak and pass within 90 seconds. Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, a neuroscientist, identified this. The physiological charge of an emotion lasts about 90 seconds. What keeps it going longer is our thoughts, our resistance, our story about it. So the feeling itself? Survivable. Short, even. It's the avoiding that makes it endless. Now let's get into the actual practice. This is something you can do anywhere, at home, in your car before you walk inside, even in a bathroom at work. You don't need a lot of time. You need presence. Step 1. Pause and create space. Before you can feel anything, you have to stop moving away from it. That means putting the phone down, stepping away from the task, giving yourself even 2 or 3 minutes of no input. You don't have to know what you're feeling yet. You're just making room. Step 2. Come into your body. Take a slow breath, not a forced one, just a slightly longer exhale. And bring your attention to your physical experience. Not the story about what happened, your body. Where do you notice something? Tightness in your chest? A heaviness in your stomach? Your throat closing slightly? Tension in your shoulders? Just notice. You're not fixing anything yet. You're locating where the emotion lives. Step 3. Name it loosely. Research by Dr. Matthew Lieberman at UCLA found that naming an emotion, even just one word, reduces its intensity in the nervous system. The act of labeling activates your prefrontal cortex and actually calms the amygdala response. So you might say internally, this is sadness. This is fear. This is disappointment. You don't have to be precise. You don't have to be right. Close enough does something. Step 4. Allow it without narrating it. This is the hardest one for most people. Once you've named the feeling, see if you can just let it be there, without immediately going into the story of why it's there, who caused it, what it means about you, without solving it or minimizing it. You might put a hand on your chest or your stomach. You might breathe into the area where you feel it. You're not trying to make it go away. You're keeping it company. This is what your nervous system actually needs. Not answers, not solutions. Presence. Step 5. Let it move. Emotions are meant to move. The word emotion comes from the Latin emovere, to move out, to move through. When you stop blocking them, they shift. You might feel a release, a sigh, some tears, a softening in the body. You might feel nothing dramatic, just a quiet settling. Both are okay. If the feeling is still very big, that's okay too. Sometimes processing happens in layers, over time, not all at once. You don't have to finish it in one sitting. Even with a practice, things get in the way. Let me name a few. Thoughts that pull you out of the body. The moment you start analyzing, why did this happen? What does it mean? What should I do? You've left the emotional experience and entered your head. That's not processing. That's narrating. When you notice this, gently bring yourself back to the physical sensation. The urge to skip to acceptance. Sometimes we want to skip the feeling and get to the lesson. I should just forgive. I should be grateful. But moving to acceptance before you've actually felt the thing often means the feeling is still there, just wrapped in something that looks more acceptable. Feel it first. The clarity comes after. Doing it alone when you need co-regulation. Not every emotion is meant to be processed in isolation. Sometimes what your nervous system needs is another regulated presence. A friend who can sit with you, a therapist, someone who can hold space. Co-regulation is real. Seeking it isn't failure. Processing emotions isn't about being emotional. It's actually one of the most regulated things you can do. When you let yourself feel something completely, it doesn't stay. It moves. And on the other side of it, there's almost always more clarity, more space, more capacity to actually be present in your life. That 90 seconds, you can survive 90 seconds. So next time something lands hard, before you scroll, before you push through, before you convince yourself you're fine, try pausing, coming into your body, finding the feeling, staying with it. That's the whole practice. If this helped you, save it so you can come back to it. And if you're building a relationship with your nervous system and want support along the way, subscribe. We go deep into this work here on Percepta Practices. I'll see you in the next one.